So one of the most striking thing in the exhibition is his choice, the choice of colors.
Yes.
Of Raza. Could you tell me, because you were his closest friend for 40 years, could you tell me what he was saying about the colors, which are very close to fire, right?
Yes. You see, one of the things about him was that he was a master colorist. But what he believed was the color, art meditates, and in painting, art meditates through color. So color is both an expression of passion and vision, but also allows the painter, as it were, to meditate. So color is not merely an expression of self-expression. It is also self-questioning, self-interrogation, self-exploration. One. Two, he took the source of his color sense came from two different areas. One was the Indian miniature paintings, which were done under the influence of the Persian miniature paintings, and where the color is very dominant.
In Rajasthan, right? Coming from Rajasthan. Rajasthan.
Yes, Rajput miniature tradition. And the other was, he used to visit India, and India is full of colors. There's a riot of colors anywhere, and particularly in Rajasthan, where he used to go. So he had this coming from lived life in India, and the second was his sense from the miniatures. In fact, this inscription of poetic words also came from the Indian miniature tradition, where you have a long tradition of words being used. So his was between word and image, between color and concept, between inheritance and invention, between modernity and memory, between celebration and prayer.
But why to live in France after all? Why to live in Paris if you are so much in these colors, for example?
Because he was married to a French artist, Janine Monchila, and she was also a working professional painter.
Yes.
So they lived together.
But do you think he found some influence in France?
Oh yes, of course.
Was he speaking about his relation to France?
Yes, he did. He said, how to paint I learned from France. What to paint I learned from India.
Ah, very interesting.
Yeah, so that's what he said.
And what was his practice? You speak about meditation. Did he meditate every day?
No. For him, meditation was
Painting.
Creative work, painting. So there was no other meditation. But whenever he'll go to the studio, he used to mumble something. And since I lived him for a long time, I say, are you doing some mantra or something? He said, no. I recite lines from Rilke.
Wow.
Yeah. And the lines were, I translate them in prose by memory.
Yes.
That, Lord, give me the patience that I should not ignore to listen to that inner voice of silence. So this is what he used to use as a kind of a mantra.
Wow.
Very interesting that he was a trilingual and a tri-religious man. He was a Muslim by faith and by birth. He was married to a Christian, so he had deep interest in Christianity. And he used many Hindu concepts. So three. And then his mother tongue was Hindi. He would speak French.
And Urdu too, no?
Urdu, not so much Urdu as Hindi. He used to say, my mother tongue is Hindi. That's how we became friends, because I'm a Hindi poet. So it was Hindi, English, and French. So trilingual, tri-religious, many strengths.
And interested by Rilke.
Yes. And there are documents here in which you can see that he had noted Paul Valéry, Baudelaire, he wrote love letters.
Also very interested in poetry.
Yes, he was very deeply interested in poetry.
And what about music?
He was interested in music and dance. And he used, but he, when many painters in India, or perhaps elsewhere, have music on while they paint.
Yes.
But Raza wanted silence. He would say, no music, no
And
nothing.
did he have also a studio in India or no?
No, he didn't have a studio in India. It only towards the end of his life that he had one.
Where?
In Delhi.
Ah, okay.
Where he spent 5.5 years. The end of
His life.
End of his life. He landed in India at the age of 89, and he died at the age of 94 plus.
And one can see there's a lot of references to women and his respect for women.
Yes. He was very fond of women, let's put it this way, but in a very friendly, erotic, sensuous way.
What is friendly erotic?
No. I mean, he would not.
He was not Picasso, you mean?
Yeah. He would not cross the limit, but he was very fond of their company. He was fond of friends. He liked company. So he had these other contrasts, between craving for company, friends, and on the other hand, silence.
And did he speak about his evolution in painting, going from figuration to abstraction?
Well, he had a kind of an approach that he thought that the figuration limits imagination. Because then once you see the image, you stop seeing the painting. Because you have seen the image and you think they had understood it. You see a tree or something like that. So he gradually moved towards a more, shall we say, non-figurative mode. He did, as you see, there are some works here which are figurative, his earlier period, but then he gave up figuration.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Shukriya.
Yeah, thank you.